Hey there, it's Eli, and I'm making a little video today on October 11th, 2025, on National Coming Out Day. I haven't done this on my Substack before, and I gotta tell you, as I was like, I'm gonna make a video and put it on Substack, I looked at myself and I said, I want to make a video about being trans. And I want to make a video about becoming over and over and over. And then I looked at what I had on, which was this, because I was in ceremony this morning and just in my house. Yes, I do ceremonies. That's part of the coming out. And I was like, I don't look trans enough, because sometimes I'm like, I look too femme. I don't want to be read as femme. That's been such a problem for me. And yet I contain, as we say, multitudes. And this is what I look like right now. And it doesn't have a gender. It just has a spirit and a heart. Well, maybe it has all the genders, which are way of talking about ways that energy moves. This year, I want to talk a little bit about coming out as a spiritual person, which I think in some ways has been something I have felt like I needed to keep hidden in my life for a really long time. Did and didn't. Ministry was something that I avoided, refused, because I associated it with supremacy culture, with white supremacy culture, with Christian supremacy culture, and it had harmed me and so many people I love and so many people in the world so much that I was like, no. And anytime I thought about going to divinity school, I was like, I don't want to do, there's something about this that isn't right for me. But I love theology, I love spiritual practice. It is the thing that has grounded me throughout my days. Inquiry around right relationship, inquiry and grounding and devotion to spirit, to the planet, to other people, to the process of collective creation and evolution. This is what has grounded me and anchored me throughout my days. Many years ago, I had a teacher, a spiritual teacher, yes, because I was always in spiritual practice, and facilitating spiritual practice. And I got ordained like 15 years ago to do rituals for people because I wanted and was committed to transforming them. But I had a teacher years ago who said, you're already doing your medicine, your spirit medicine. And this was when I was training with my teacher in Caro medicine practice, which I always tell people, I'm sort of like, no, it wasn't about taking any drugs. In fact, we didn't. That wasn't part of the practice at all. Ritual-based, body-based, nature-based, practice-based, reverence-based, learning from our kin and each other and our bodies and the ineffable and the realms that maybe we don't pay as much attention to, and also working backwards and forwards in time. We play at so many roles, and for me, having the courage and making the decision to transition my body, to no longer associate with the gender I was assigned at birth, and to kind of refuse to associate with gender to a certain extent and say, look, like I contain all of this and sometimes none of it. And for me, that existence as a trans person is essential to my being and has been essential to my being, I think, my whole life. And naming sort of change and the possibility of change and the possibility of transition as belonging is ministry. I think about this as a ministry of possibility. And today on National Coming Out Day, I am thinking about all the ways that we and our systems and our world and our bodies and our spirits and time and story and language is in constant flux, and how much we can facilitate and honor that, honoring what needs to die, honoring what needs to be born, and honoring that almost always something needs to die for something to be born, but that it is a celebration of the materials and what they have inherently within them. And so that's what I want to just bring to the floor today, and offer on this National Coming Out Day. You might start your coming out process. You might be in your coming out process so deep within your heart or so deep within your soul, or it may not be safe and no one might see it for many years. Maybe no one ever sees it. But I just want to hold for everyone watching this, whenever you're watching this. May you know the power of coming out. May you know the power of allowing for your own transition, and knowing that even if you try to perform what that means to you, even if you look super masculine, even if you look, even if you look the part, it may not matter. And maybe you just leave a document, and maybe it's just for yourself. Maybe you send in a letter to one person. Maybe you just put it in a diary and lock it away, and maybe someone finds it, and maybe all you've done is write it down and change the energy of that letter's existing. And maybe you hold it secretly inside you. But may your dreams come out. May you know that they can. And may all of our dreams for liberation come out. May we know that they can.